he's got a license to thrill.
Beg your pardon, forgot to knock.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our top 10 favorite James Bond movies. Number 10, GoldenEye. Kicking off our list is Bond 17, the film that made us believe that Pierce Brosnan could deliver in a squeeze. The first adventure not based upon Ian Fleming's works, it had Bond preventing a former 00 agent from using a satellite weapon to cause a global financial meltdown. It also did the most progressive move yet, changing M's gender by putting Judi Dench in charge of MI6.
The thought had occurred to me.
Good. Because I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur. A relic of the Cold War. Whose boyish charms, though wasted on me, obviously appeal to that young woman I sent out to evaluate you.
Point taken.
Not quite 007.
Number 9, Thunderball.
Since you're here, would you mind giving me something to put on?
The fourth film in the franchise, penultimate to star Sean Connery, it had Bond out to find 2 NATO atomic bombs stolen by Spectre, who are hoping to use them to hold the world hostage. Interestingly, this Bond really submerged itself in the material, with a quarter of the screen time dedicated to underwater scenes. While some may complain that it ran a little too long, it did give us Tom Jones, a shocking twist, and unforgettable jetpack goodness.
No well-dressed man should be without one.
Yes, very practical.
Number 8, For Your Eyes Only.
I think you're wonderful, Bibi, but I don't think your Uncle Harry would approve.
Him? He thinks I'm still a virgin.
Yes, well, you get your clothes on, and I'll buy you an ice cream.
Bond 12, and the fifth to star Roger Moore. It had the secret agent search for a lost missile command computer, with a love interest accompanying him to avenge the murder of her parents. As the film that followed up the cartoonish Moonraker, this one grounded Bond in a much more terrestrial, gritty, and realistic adventure. Well, perhaps save for his car's aggressive anti-theft feature.
Well, I hope you have a car.
It also finally tied up some loose ends from the Sean Connery era.
Mr. Bond!
Number 7, The Spy Who Loved Me. The 10th Bond flick, this one centered on a megalomaniac's plot to destroy the world and create a new civilization under the sea.
I intend to change the face of history.
By destroying the world?
By creating a world. A new and beautiful world beneath the sea.
This prompted Bond to join forces with a Russian agent, aptly codenamed Agent XXX. Of course, the real showstopper here is Bond's encounter with one of his most iconic villains, the metal-toothed giant assassin, Jaws. Number 6, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. When Sean Connery bowed out of the franchise, it was up to this former fashion model to pick up the slack. While he only kilted up once, his gripping adventure saw Bond finally track down bald Spectre Chief Blofeld to the Swiss Alps, while meeting the one woman he would ever marry, as short as their union was. And thus, the series was given its most heart-wrenching moment.
It's all right. It's quite all right, really. She's having a rest. We'll be going on soon.
Number 5, Skyfall.
I win. What do you say to that?
It's a waste of good scotch.
A flick celebrating the 50th anniversary of the franchise, this one delved deeper than any other into the pathos and creation of the Queen's loyal agent. While elements were borrowed from previous entries, it did so intelligently with unexpected twists and gorgeous eye candy. it also brought in the theme of family, loyalty, and showcased a villain straight out of the glory days in an attempt to bring the series full circle.
Look upon your work, Mala.
Number 4, Dr. No. This is the Bond film that launched the beloved action espionage franchise and made its star a household name.
Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
That's due to its tongue-in-cheek style and thrills which were unlike anything that had come before. While its plot had Bond investigate the murder of a fellow agent in Jamaica before uncovering a sinister organization hell-bent on causing a nuclear catastrophe, we can't stop thinking about that landmark bikini shot.
Underneath the mango tree, my honey and me.
Who's that?
Number 3, From Russia with Love. The second film in the series, it introduced many of the more refined elements of the Bond we know and love today, including the post-intro music video. A Cold War thriller, it had Bond travel to rendezvous with a Russian turncoat to seek out a decoding device and being targeted for assassination by the vengeful Spectre. With the latter part of the film confined to a train, it kept the action and suspense unusually intimate. Number 2, Casino Royale. After several decades and several Bonds, this is the film that went back to the basics and the original Ian Fleming novel that started it all.
In the old days, if an agent did something that embarrassing, he'd have the good sense to defect. Christ, I miss the Cold War.
Daniel Craig delivered as the franchise's first blonde and blue-eyed 007, while campy gadgets were dropped in favor of hard-hitting practical effects and stunt choreography. An intense reintroduction to the timeless character, it showed us that there's still plenty of life left in the old boy, as well as room for emotional depth. Number 1, Goldfinger.
Who are you?
My name is Pussy Galore.
I must be dreaming.
Taking the top spot on our list is the third film in the series, and the gold standard for what a James Bond adventure should be. All about a gold smuggler setting his sights on Fort Knox, it's got everything a 007 flick requires at its best.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
This ranges from its memorable villains to a provocatively named love interest, iconic one-liners,
Shocking.
super sleuthing, the introduction of spy gadgets, and of course, Connery at his best.
Oh, no, you don't. This is no time to be rescued.
Do you agree with our list?
I cannot find the words.
Which Bond movie is your favorite? For more top 10 lists that are shaken and not stirred, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.